Okay, it looks like I'm actually live. So I've got some stuff. This is stuff from the Trashy glue book that we're working on, and I found some extra pages that I had set aside. Uh, you know, things that I think this is like a sop it up page. Paints and stuff. I believe it was a ledger page at one point here, but and then this is one of my dyed papers, and it's a linen paper that it was hand stitched into a book at some point. So there are some holes here, and then there's a hole there that happened in the dyeing process. That happens. So what I thought I might do, because it's a week across. Hi Amber, how you doing? This is purple stippled paper. It's from a very long time ago when I was dyeing in Vegas still, and probably several years ago. But because it's got the holes here and it's already got a fold, I think what I want to do is try and include it in one of these journals with this kind of orientation, because there's no hole here. Um, it doesn't already have a foldy part that's probably weakened. And then I'll just trim it to size, and we'll use the smaller piece somewhere else. So these I want to include, and then I'm trying to figure out what I did with it. Hold on. I have I got a birthday present that really surprised me. And then I tried it out. Let me make sure I've got the right piece. Hold on. So I had, some of that packing paper that comes like in Amazon boxes and stuff and other places. So you might guess what I got. So I sewed it on the packing paper just to see. I just wanted to make sure it worked. You always got to test stuff out. So I'm going to trim off some of the strings here. But some of them are cut a little bit long. There's always a learning curve, right? So just trimming them a little bit. But it works beautifully. Yeah, the other one, it's light color, so it's fun, right? I think they're sprays of some kind. I can't remember, but it is a fun. But it's got kind of that junky feel to it, and it is a leftover thing. So I'm going to include this because it's my first sewn page with my new birthday present. So those are things that are new that we're going to add in somehow. And then I did pull these out to let them finish drying, because I was worried they would stick inside the signature. So here I am. Oh, and I found an extra trimmed off piece of paper, coffee dyed. You know me, I try to use everything. It might be, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. it's just been a hot minute. And I was trying to pack up a box of stuff to send on to myself. And I missed a bunch of stuff. Like somewhere in a pile that's before I left Vegas, I'm sure. I could have scissors and rulers and my pokey tools and stuff like that. I had them all in a pile, and I intended to mail them to myself. So I don't know if I maybe sat a box with the stuff that was, boxed up and ready to go to charity, and intended to weigh it because my scale was out in the garage at the end. My birthday was on the 2nd. It was a couple of days ago. I don't normally celebrate it, but when people do nice things for you, you allow them to. So here we go. So we're just folding this all now so that it is sturdy and ready to use. Yours is the first, really? And Candy's in April as well. We're Aries twinsies almost. So yeah, it has gotten quite a bit warmer here in North Carolina. I always struggle with where other people are. Sometimes I'm very good about remembering, and sometimes I'm not. Okay, so this is the right way. So I think we want to put something was probably here, because I don't normally put craft up against craft up against craft, you know. I try to flip it, mix it up a little bit. Hi, Steph. How you doing? Hey, Shelly. Welcome, welcome. Crafting Mama is Shelly, for anybody who doesn't know. And I'm putting myself on live chat. How you doing, Miss Steph? So here we are. We're putting things together. This is our extra pages that we already talked about a little bit. So that's the start of this signature. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 8 pages. I don't think we want any more than 8 or 9 in a book. And let me see here. So one of these goes in each signature. So, and I think we already have a hymnal page. So the hymnal page goes in the other signature. This is for the other signature because I have a small bit of paper here. And then I think we'll add in this piece here to this book. So we'll trim it down maybe to right here. And we can use that scrap somewhere else. Oh, thanks. It was a couple of days ago, but thank you. I always appreciate happy birthdays. And it's Amber's birthday month. And if Candy happens to stop by, it's also Candy's birth month. Share her birthdays on the 13th. We're all April babies. So let's figure out where we would like this lovely purple piece. Maybe just right inside here, right inside this piece of wallpaper. Yours is on the 13th as well. Look at all of us. We all have April birthdays. Woohoo! Well, happy early birthday to you. For sure. So now we've got 9 in there. You'll be 33. Awesome. I turned 54. You're just a baby still. But I hope you have an awesome, awesome birthday. Hold on, I'm just... Oh, don't do that. I'm pushing buttons. No, push the button until it's time to be done. You're 39. Very nice. Hey, Roseanne. Yours was the Ides of March. Well, I think maybe I didn't say happy birthday to you in the middle in the middle of my move right there. So happy belated birthday to you, Miss Roseanne. All right, and then we have to decide. Okay, so I think this one and this one, and we'll put that in the other one. There we go. Well, it was in the middle of the end of my move. That probably in that last week. I was bad. I was a bad girl. So I'm just figuring out where I want to put these last couple of pieces here. I love your monster face, though. I love your Frankie face. The weather here was 86 today. And it got a little warm. I'm not lying. How's the weather been for you guys? I hope it's doing well, I hope you're not having snow. How about if I put it like that? I know I have a friend who's living in near Amarillo, and he is I'm trying to figure, I think right in between. So right in between. So this newly sewn page right here, we're going to put it right in between the second and third page, because I got to include it, right? So there is one of our signatures, and let's wrap up the second signature. And then we've got we reinforced our spine on the book. So that'll be one signature. Hi, today was 62 there. That's not bad. 58 in Ohio. Very nice. You're not looking forward to summer, Steffi? You're not a summer person? I am personally a fall and winter person. However, you got to have all 4 seasons. And I'll probably be bitching some, but I got to be honest. I am looking forward to having all 4 seasons after living in the desert for so long. Between Vegas and Scottsdale, I think I have spent between 20 and 25 years in the desert. And I do, and it is gorgeous, and I'm not saying it's not. However, let's throw this little piece in here. Just this little wiggly piece right here. It's handmade linen paper dye. I dyed purple quite some time ago. But I think it will be fun in this book. We've made our additions, and now we're just going back through here, lining things up however we want them. I'm not a big fan of keeping it even, if you can't tell. That's 67. You're in the hundreds. Oh, yeah. I heard last week Arizona had its first. I play a pirate game with a guy that lives in Phoenix, and he said that they, I think it was late last week, he let us know he'd had his first. This is all the extra, so we can make another thing. We certainly have plenty of stuff. Oh, and we haven't worked in our another. We have all these. I like to, if I have a bunch of small pieces, sometimes I'll put them near each other, and it does kind of a waterfall thing, so that, you know, you flip that one over and you've got another small one, and that's kind of fun. As you can tell, I'm not real picky about. And yes, it's going to stick out of the cover, and that's going to be just fine. Because it's a trashy journal, and I don't care if it sticks out. I like summer because it's nice, but I don't like it when there's a million. Yeah. If the desert is too deserty, I understand. Yeah, it is good for that. If you get, yes, the sad will do you in. I get that. What? You have 5 little, hold on. Now there's a stink bug on my computer. I have to shoo it away. Old houses, man. No, you go away. Go away. Now it's stuck on my book. And I don't want to smash it. Hold on. I'm not a smasher. Okay. There it went, over there. Out of my way. I don't like killing bugs if I don't have to. Hey, Adria, woman with a weenie. How's that special adoption doing over there? And littles are definitely a form of sunshine, because they are like tiny little nuclear reactors of energy. They are. So that's going to be what our journal looks like. I may tear some of the edges so we have, and maybe that's what we'll work on right now. Maybe we'll just start tearing. I like the idea of everything not being necessarily the same size. We're not going to tear everything. That would be silly. But let's tear a little bit off some of these things. And then we'll open this up here, and we'll make one of these a little bit shorter than the other one. That's already short. We don't need to do that. Okay. So let's see how we're liking that. Let's see. You get in there too? Aw, I know. I think you've showed pictures before, and just a stinking cutie, right? How can you not love a face like that? I'll tell you guys a not so great kitty story today. I live in a house with a kitty, and that's not the terrible part. Who doesn't love living with a kitty? They're so shenanigans. Uh-oh, I've put the signature in upside down. Look at me. Oh, I'm working from the back of the book. No problem. I forgot. That's the back of the book. The pretty picture is the back of the book. So I'm up here working today. I was trimming down images and stuff like that. And ooh, I like that. I like that tear. I don't want to tear that. That's fine. That's my sewn page. Okay, now let's go next over here. And I hear, like, you know, the sounds of a cat fight. And so the kitten is inside, but there is an outside cat as well. And they're both in the window. I can hear them yowling at each other as if they are outside, you know, trying to decide whose territory this really is. And then the next thing so I was going to go shoo the cat away. And I didn't realize that the window had slammed. I got down there and the little kitten's tail was stuck in the window. And she's trying to jump away. But she's stuck in the window. So I go and I open the window. And thankfully she didn't jump onto me. That could have been bad. I'm going to tear just the tiniest bit off the edge here. I don't want to lose any of that fun color. I'm going to tear this one over here. And this one just a little bit. Because you know we're going to put tabs and stuff in here. There's no way we're not. Luckily tail not damaged, I don't think. She seems fine. She's been in my room a bunch of times. Trying to look out my window. So I think maybe it just got the very end. I couldn't tell because she jumped away so fast once I got the window open. And I didn't want to chase her down like a lunatic, so I did not. But yeah, so they were scrapping through the window, the couple of them. Silly kitties. And okay, now we have, look at that. Now we have all different fun. And this is the bottom. And I love stuff sticking out the top, but I'm not a big stuff sticking out at the bottom. Because I usually put my books on a shelf. Sometimes I lay them down, but I'm not a big, I mean, if it happens, it happens, right? Now I have another pile of trash. My cat sprained her tail once. And I felt so bad because she couldn't lift it. Oh, they are. I just thought it was a cat fight, so I didn't even rush down the stairs. I'm like, what a couple of drama queens. And I get down there and I realize the window has fallen. And I was like, oh, no. And I did not open the window again, so they could not repeat the performance. You know? Oh, there we go, because now I can see that little pink piece right there. All right. I'm happy with that configuration. We can't sew in the signatures just yet because we're waiting on some. I need a needle, and it has not arrived yet. Can't fight with the feral cats outside. Yeah, the windows on. Well, the other cat's very, very friendly with people. But I guess those two, they're having a little territorial dispute. Yeah, so I think, yeah, you can see the pink here on both sides. I won't bore you all with sitting here and inking all the edges because I have borrowed 3 ink pads. I have an orange, a purple, and I think this is a red. Hold on. Something, cranberry cocktail. That one's cranberry cocktail. It's late at night, and that's purple plum, and then this is some kind of orange. Something zest, probably orange zest. I would guess orange. The summer color, spring and summer coming up. So I'm going to do all the, before I sew it together, I'm going to go through it again. And these are nice and juicy, so I will ink up some edges. It will be glorious. Okay, so happy with that so far? We'll have to think about what I want to do on the covers. I'm not sure yet, but probably some kind of fabric, right? I have some extra fabric scraps. What I creepy, but I do have some swirly purple stuff. Hold on. Let me grab some fabric here. I also have one Christmas one, but I don't think I'm going to make a trashy Christmas journal, although that could be hysterical. And we may have to at some point. Okay, so I have the monstery one. That's here for a reason. I'm going to show something in a minute. They have two of the monster pieces, the creature feature. And then I did manage to bring this swirly purple fabric. That goes with the, I have a Yzma postcard, I think. Or maybe it's Ursula. It goes well with this. They just sit there, yeah. Well, she couldn't get back to the window, so, and then I have this piece. I'm thinking I don't want to necessarily make a creepy book right now, so probably the purple or something else. We never know what will come down the line. So, I wanted to show this. I've already gutted it. You can see it was like a normal book at one point. The monster one is fun, right? It's very kitschy cute. When we make the smaller book out of the other pieces, and we may start working on that tonight just because I'm not going to be sewing the but maybe with the smaller one we could do. It's very cute. And then, you know, I have to love the evil pumpkins. How can you not love evil pumpkins? They're probably mischievous pumpkins. They're probably not absolutely evil. They're pumpkins. But so I was given this book and I took out a bunch of the pages because I have wanted to do an altered book for so long. But you know, I just haven't. So I'm asking for opinions. I'm going to glue at the front and back where it's the heavier papers. I'm going to glue 2 together. And then I think I'm going to glue 3 together to make thicker pages. So I think I'll wind up with between 9 and 11 pages if I remember my count right, somewhere in there. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do with it. I had a bunch of books in Vegas that I was going to make into altered books, but you know, I was not very good at finishing projects. But it's just a nice old, it can be painted, it could get fabric, it could get paper. There's lots of choices. Make pockets when you glue the paint. Okay. So make it some pockets as I go. So yeah, I think these 2 are going to go together because, you know, if you take them, they go together anyways. The flyleaf in that first page. So we're going to do some kind of pockety things. That's good. It needs some reinforcing because it's, you know, it's as older books go. Maybe nope. It's just a little loose, right? So I'll do some reinforcing and I'll try and glue together pages where like there's a lot of strings left. We'll glue those together probably. See, you can see right here, this needs some reinforcing, which is not bad. You know, that's a good thing. You're not so good at finishing either. I love to start things, but I'm not. I'm going to try and be better about finishing things, though, because there's something very satisfying about finishing things. Maybe it's because I don't do it very frequently. But I also love to have works in progress because you have choices then, right? So many choices. Yeah, so I think the kitty is okay. That's why I told the story. I'm pretty sure she was in here a couple times. She let me pet her with over 300 pages. Twitter kind of glue pages, made pockets. Now you're not sure what to do with it. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? Welcome in. There's a lot of things you could do. Now you can make things to put in the pockets for sure. I might see if I can find some cute dollar tissue paper or just some tissue paper to drop some dye on it then, and maybe reinforce with tissue paper or napkins in the areas that need it. And then I'll have to look up. I know you can make like this kind of foldy pocket and that kind of foldy pocket, and you can cut one page shorter and have like, so it would be a pocket that's, you know, however tall you make that. But that's a lot of pages. So you've tore a ton. Yeah, because you have to, I think when you do an altered book, you have to take out at least half, if not 2/3 of the pages. Otherwise, you wind up with this monster thing that you're never going to get shut. But do you guys have, and I will take, if you're watching this later, put it in the variety of pages. Yeah. If you have a suggestion for theme on this, because it's obviously, we can do anything. It's just a book where I'm going to glue the pages. And obviously you do want to put in pockets. That's a good, I'm glad you guys told me, because I would probably forget and just glue all the pages together and be like, now what do I do? But I'm taking suggestions for themes. If you're watching this later, you can put a theme in, you can suggest a theme or ideas for what to do with the book beyond glue the pages together and make pockets. Or my email is in the description box. It's always there. I always leave ways for you guys to get a hold of me and let me know what you think. Because I thought we might start working on this in a couple of weeks as one of the things we can do. Because you don't want to do the same thing every time. I love magazine harvesting, but I took out the last of my coffee dyed paper for the current batch today. Let me give you something nicer to look at. Let's put our book back up here. Maybe while I'm talking to you about what's in the dye vat, which is nothing at the moment. So let's grab the inks and let's have some fun with this. We'll start with the cover. I know we're going to cover it, but we can still ink edges, and then we can re-ink them. Some sort of summer journal. Well, that is a good option. I will tell you though that I have a big old summer glue book that's not finished. Not that you can't have more than one of something, let's be honest. But that is an excellent suggestion. And I just cut out today some and this is I think I've been doing this one for 2 years now. I did not do very much last summer, admittedly, but I did ledger pages that I had and some book covers that I came across, you know, that came off of like hardback. So I've got, you know, it's not anywhere near completed, but it is started. And I just chose bright colors and I did a credit card thing, and like you can see here, see, it goes all the way out. You can say, hey, Malia. Wait, you were in here earlier. Well, hey again. You like this one? So yeah, I had kids' book pages. There are quite a few finished, but I think there's still more than half of it left. And we can still add stuff on to the pages. I do need to eventually get some gesso, because the inside of it is shiny, and it works a little better if you gesso it. But yeah, so we've got a summer one going, but we could make a with fun pockets and stuff. I don't know if I have enough. I don't know what I would consider spring. Like, would I just put a bunch of flowers in it? Like, what would you guys put in your, if you were going to make a spring journal, what would you put in it? Would we do flowers? And what else would we do besides flowers? Because that's what I associate with spring, and trees, you know, turning back green. I'm just trying to think of, like, it's not like there's a shortage of flowers in magazines, you know. Seasonally appropriate phrases would be good, obviously. All right, so our cover is inked. Maybe cute animal. Oh, that's always a good one. I think I've already cut out some. That's definitely a good idea. Everybody loves cute animals. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Been a while. Glad you stopped by. Okay, so we're just yakking while I'm inking some stuff up. Let's move on to a different color. Let's try some orange for a little bit. Oh, English garden type. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's garden stuff. Yeah, gardening. Gardening is definitely associated with spring. Butterflies and bugs. Ooh, good. I should start a list. Let me get a list going. Let's make a list. Let's have string everywhere. Let me close that so it doesn't dry out. It's nice and juicy. Okay. Let me make a list. So we've got flowers. We definitely, cute animals is a great idea. Flowers, English garden. Bugs. Butterflies. Bees. Buzz. Oh, birds. I do have a birds and blooms. I found one at one of the thrift stores we went to. Gardening, yes. Birds. Good ideas, ladies. So I'll put that right up there in case we have more ideas. We must have good ideas. I always like brainstorming with you guys. You guys have lots of great ideas. You always steer me in the right direction. And then I'm trying to figure out, I think I want to do a slightly bigger book. And I think I would like it to be ring bound. I did sell the serial killer journal, so I thought maybe we would start on something kind of haunted, abandoned, creepy sort of thing. Just do something a little bit. So there we go. Our Luminosa bag is, and this came from some goodies that we went and picked up. They can't. Oh, I didn't get the inside on here. Silly me. Oh, summer. Here's all hay and bugs. I could put for my summer journal. So that would be spring. I can do this. I can have more than one thought at a time. Haha. Spring. That's its own journal. Maybe that's what we'll do with the book with the Pockies. We'll do cute animals all over it. And then over here for our summer journal that we have, definitely bugs and hay. Yes, I think it would be fun to do something haunted. And then at some point for Christmas in July, I think we'll do something small, on small scale, for glue booking and maybe so some of them I want to make some dyed papers for. So that's what I was going to talk about. That's why I started inking this and torturing you guys with the sound of inking. Is that I took out the last of the coffee that I was dyeing this week, so I have some coffee dyed paper, and it's looking pretty good. I have some very special kitty assisted dyed paper. That naughty kitty got down. I'm dyeing in the basement of this is a very old house. Dyeing in there's an old coal room down there, and there are still little bits of coal. So the naughty kitty got a bit of coal and played with it on my tabletop, which I thought was hysterical, by the way. So the kitty added some fun elements to some of the papers. If I want any Christmas scrapbook papers, okay. Do you have a surplus of them? Yeah, so there's some paw prints. There are just somewhere like the cat batted it around, so it made like a little pattern on the paper. There are definitely some paw prints. There are There are a couple that were a little nibbled on, but I think it adds the charm. So those will be in the sale. Kitty assisted crafting and dyeing, right? You can't go wrong with a cat's assistance. They would never steer you wrong. Ha 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 ha. They're good helpers though, right? And they mean well. They just think they're helping and having fun. Oh, fairies too. Oh my. Yay. Okay, so one down there and one up here. Let's go with the purple again. So yeah, you guys are giving me great ideas. Some things that will be coming up, and some of it will be on Patreon first, and some of it will be available here, obviously. I want to have content for both things. And my Patreon subscriptions allow me to do the videos over here, so that's always helpful. Yeah, there's coffee dyed papers. There's a little bit left of the Blueberry Kisses. And then this evening, I'm starting to put in color dyed. And I'm getting ready to show the color. And I'll be able to probably show the very first things that come out tomorrow. And, you know, as a preview in case anybody's dying to, haha, I'm punny. If anybody's dying to place a pre-order, I'll show a sample tomorrow. But give me a second to finish inking this and I'll show you the color I'm going to do next. It is a vintage Rit dye, a color I have never done before. I have done vintage vintage red, cardinal red. They don't make that color anymore. And I've done vintage a pink color that they don't make anymore either. And but this is a new one for me. And then I have a vintage yellow. I don't know if it's the same as their current yellow, but it's in vintage packaging. But that's not the color I'm going with very first. I will be doing that. I have 3, I think, vintage colors that I'm going to work through as my next 3 things. But let me just finish up this piece of paper, and then I will show you guys what color's coming up next. Fabric. Oh, fabric. Okay. Well, fairies wouldn't be bad either. I missed one little bit over here. I didn't quite. You know me. I'm committed, or I could be committed. Ah. Okay, let's put that. And I like my inking a little messy. Let me see. So, vintage Rit dye. This is the one I'm going to do next. I'm putting it in tonight. I'm starting it tonight. That's not what I paid for it. That's just how much at some point in a store it was worth. At least they're cute. So that's going to be my next color, mauve. 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 I'm going to do orange on pink. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll see how that comes out. And that's about the same color it's showing here. It's maybe a little brighter than what you're seeing, something maybe a little more purple than it really is. It's like a pinky purple. One of your favorites. Awesome. So putting that in, and I'll have a sample. So if you guys are in love with it tomorrow, you can place a pre-order. It'll be a small batch because one package of the dye, you know, it makes a limited amount of the papers, but I think that they'll be fun. The great thing about Rit is if you store it properly, either the powder or the liquid, if it's stored in a cool, dry place that doesn't experience a lot of temperature, they even say so on their website. So yeah, that's coming up next. So I'll be on tomorrow at 4 briefly. It'll be a short sale. with some coffee dyed, a little bit leftovers. And I have, what I will have on offer is, I have an unpacked after Friday of each week. I release those. I can tell you what's in it because it hasn't been, you know, but I will let that go at a little bit of a discount if you buy the bundle of it. So just keep that in mind. If you're coming to my sale tomorrow, it'll be 4 p.m. my time, and I'm in North Carolina, so that's East Coast time. And so that'll be 3, 2, and 1 across the country. Just so you know, and it shouldn't be maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, I would think. As I dye longer and as it gets warmer, it will definitely dry faster. We had a wet week last week. Some of the butterfly papers from last week sale, I have some of that left. I'll show it. I'm not going to open the package, but I can tell you what it is. So I know what's inside, but it's taped up, ready to mail, unfortunately. And so with those, what I used to do, and I wasn't doing it towards the end when I was having sales, is after a suitable amount of time, when if you haven't heard from somebody, I genuinely, I don't hunt you guys down and try and make people pay for things. I figure we're all adults here. If you want it, you know where I am. But so it's a thing that will happen tomorrow. And things happen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that somebody didn't pay. If it wasn't the right time for them, that's okay. These things happen. But I can't hold open orders forever, unfortunately. And right now I'm saving up money. I have some, held back from my sale. I've only bought what I've absolutely had to get back into the dyeing. But I'm working on getting my own place because this is a temporary setup here. And you know what? I should do this backwards so you guys can actually see. Hold on. Let me finish this one as I put the papers back down, because it's easier for me to ink it up on my face. I can actually see. But yeah, so the goal is I want to get my own little lonesome place. Well, it won't be lonesome. It'll have me in it. And I'll be doing weirdo things. So here we go. We'll put it here so you can see them as I go through. What do I do with the... Okay, Amy. Oh, there it is. Silly girl. So what are you guys doing this weekend? Are you doing anything fun and exciting? Are you running errands or catching up from things you didn't get done during the week? What's up in your world? Any crafting? Is anybody going to be doing some crafting? I love to hear what you guys are up to. I'm going to actually put it... No, I'm going to put it this way. That way you'll see some of the purple paper through the holes in the other. So I'll be dyeing tomorrow, and then I'll be having a short sale, and then probably at 9 o'clock my time, which will be 8, 7, and 6 across the country, I'll have a brief live because I didn't get to do my magazine harvesting session this week, so I thought we would do a little magazine harvesting together. I'm just cleaning some stuff off this bag. I haven't yet. I meant to do it earlier, but you know me. These are all those things you got to do before you can finish a book up. I will leave it off to the side here, and then I will chuck it later. Crafting and chores, fun. Well, you've been on vacation all week. Tomorrow's all back to work. Look at vomit emoji. Back to work. Boo, boo. But you got to pay them bills, right? I don't know. As I start to narrow down a place I might live, I'll let you guys, I'll keep you guys informed. It's not like I'm going to just disappear from here. It'll be someplace nearby. The area I'm in is a little expensive, so I probably won't be renting in the immediate area, but I will in the same region. You're lucky you have to have money. Right? Too bad we all can't live on barter and unfortunately, gotta pay them bills. It's a real thing. Okay, so down the side didn't get any. So I'm just kind of, I'm not being precious about the inking. Look at my hands. I got ink everywhere. I like it. I like to be inky. If only the world were a little bit simpler, right? Unfortunately, it is. The world is a complicated place. But I'm happy you had a vacation all week. Did you enjoy it? Did you get to do a few fun things or just relax? Sometimes relaxing is the most awesome thing. That's right. They are lucky. Well, they get to have you as their, because you are awesome. I go to work sometimes with blue or green fingers, and it makes me giggle. Nice. Brenda, laundry, repot some plants. Ooh, nice. And whatever else comes. Well, well, I hope that goes well. We were going to, it's supposed to cool down again next week. It's going to have some temperatures in the 30s. So now would not be the exact time to pot plants, unless you're going to start them inside and then move them out probably after next week. It'll stop being pretty, maybe. Because you can still have a freeze in as late as April in some places. I think they may have had kind of an exceptionally cool winter here, though. I will tell you, it was quite warm this afternoon because it was not breezy. A lot of the days that I've been here, it's been kind of breezy. I did enjoy it. Mostly relaxed, nice. That's always nice. So let's, there we go. Inky edges. And I think I'm going to go with the orange again. I do like to have plants, though. I have those kind of ivy ones that they're hard to kill. I had some for a long time. I got them before my middle daughter, well, my third daughter, my third child. And then when she turned 3 or 4, somebody stole them all off our front porch. I was heartbroken. They were so big. Here in PA, we wait till the end of April before we plant, unless you're starting inside. And we've had quite a cold winter, yeah. Well, I may be going somewhere near your area. I know there are some rentals that we've looked at online that are closer to my price range. So I may be coming somewhere in your general vicinity at some place, Amber. It's been storming all day there, Brandy. Is that good or bad? Do you like the storms or you don't like the storms? coming up on our hour too. Let's see. I haven't got quite all the edges inked here. Close to, let's see. I don't know. I couldn't give you the names of any towns. I was mostly looking at prices and names of complexes, but I'll look for next time. I'm not very good at remembering the things. I just look at them on the computer and go, ooh. But I have to get more serious about it, you know? And not just go, ooh. Here is a page that has the inside. We have the, and it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside. It's all good. We had 30s in the morning and reached in the 60s. 67 when I got up, and it reached 87. It was 86 here today in North Carolina. I think that was the high. And then I think it's going to be in the 40s tonight. It's still in the 70s right now. We're still in the 70s for this particular moment. But it's very still outside. No, not much of a breeze. So it does feel a little bit warm in here. Ooh. I live in Brookville. It's a small town. But I have lived in Erie and Pittsburgh. I probably will not be living in Pittsburgh. I'm trying not to move into another great big city. I'm looking for something a little more middle of the road, you know? I can't live totally rural because I don't have a car. But if I can find someplace semi-walkable or that I can get around mostly on a bike until I can save up for a car, that's kind of what I'm going for. All right. Me and my sloppy inking. All right, we've inked a whole signature and we're almost at our hour. So one signature done. And obviously that still needs to be lined up right. It's not quite. But there, see, that's what it'll look like now with all of the stuff. I don't know if that's supposed to be the pink. Nope, that's right. Yeah, that is correct. Oh, that's the back. I'll have to make sure I have it going the right direction because that's the back of the book. We're close by, but it was not yeah, I've lived in Phoenix. I've lived in Las Vegas. And, you know, throughout my life, I've largely lived in or very near cities. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a lot of people. And that may be what happens. You never know. Yeah, I have to go wherever, you know, I can afford to live and where I'm just trying to make sure this is facing the right. Yeah. So this is the front of the book. So, and that's all my stuff that needs to go in the trash right there. Where it's affordable for me to live, and I'll show you guys the sample of that tomorrow. Right, Amber? All right, so let's wrap this up for tonight. I'll be on for about an hour and a half tomorrow, around 8 or 9 tomorrow night. I'll be live at 4 for the sale. 4 p.m., which will be 3, 2, and 1 at Head West from North Carolina. Still 80 and almost 10 p.m. Yeah. Morning's supposed to be 31. We're not getting that cold, I don't think. Nope, I put my phone far away. I think it's going to be in the 60s. So not getting terribly low. You're having a bigger shift. But yeah, so look for me then if you want to come to the sale. It'll be coffee dyed stuff, a little bit of the Blueberry Kisses stuff, and I'll show a sample of what this is going to look like after I get it into the dye this evening. So until tomorrow, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, that you get lots of things done, or you get some rest and relaxation as you need it. Thank you, Amber. However you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Watch area, oh boy. Living in the sticks of you. Yes. You definitely need a vehicle. I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you guys the happiest of crafting. I hope you can get a little bit done this weekend. Oh, that's no fun, Brandy. Well, be safe and be careful out there. Bye, Amber. So bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. Bye. That's the end, and we're going to push that button. Bye, guys. Hope to see you tomorrow.